Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, let's talk about Medicare. Choosing a plan can feel, well, pretty overwhelming, especially with all those confusing acronyms like HMO and PPO. So in the next few minutes, we're going to clear all that up. We'll demystify Medicare Advantage so you can really understand that critical choice between lower costs and greater flexibility.
All right, let's dive right in. First, we're going to tackle the biggest decision you make right when you enroll in Medicare. From there, we'll unpack what Medicare Advantage is all about, see how prescriptions fit into the picture, and then really get into the nitty-gritty comparing the most common plan types. And finally, we'll wrap up with the key question you need to answer for yourself.
So you're signing up for Medicare. Right away, you're at this major fork in the road. There are two main ways to get your coverage. And believe me, the path you choose pretty much affects everything, from which doctors you can see to what you'll actually pay out of pocket.
And here are those two paths, laid out side by side. On the left, you've got Original Medicare. Think of this as the traditional government-run program. You get your hospital coverage, Part A, and your medical coverage, Part B. You can see any doctor in the country who accepts Medicare, and you can add a separate plan for your prescriptions. Now, on the right, you have Medicare Advantage, also called Part C. This is that bundled all-in-one option from a private insurance company, which usually means you'll need to use a specific network of doctors.
Okay, so let's dig a little deeper into that Advantage path. If Original Medicare is like ordering your meal a la carte, Medicare Advantage is kind of like getting the all-inclusive combo meal.
Now, here is a super important point, so I want to make it really clear. When you choose a Medicare Advantage plan, you are not leaving Medicare. You're still in the program, 100%. You're simply picking a private company that's been approved by Medicare to manage your benefits and your care.
And this is what we mean by that bundled approach. A single Medicare Advantage plan wraps everything together for you. Your hospital insurance, your medical insurance, and yup, in most cases, your prescription drug coverage too. The whole idea is to put everything you need into one single convenient package.
Now, let's talk about a huge piece of that bundle, prescription drugs. For most of us, this is a really critical part of the whole healthcare puzzle, right?
So, when that drug coverage is bundled right in, the plan gets a special name, a Medicare Advantage Prescription Drug Plan, or just MAPD for short. And listen, this isn't some rare special option. It's actually the standard. The vast majority of Medicare Advantage plans out there are MAPD plans.
And you can see why this is so appealing, right? One plan, one premium, one card in your wallet for your doctor visits, your hospital stays, and your prescriptions. That kind of integration is a huge reason why these plans have become so incredibly popular.
Okay, but it's not just about bundling the basics. This is where things get really interesting. See, these private companies are competing for your business, so to stand out, they often throw in extra benefits that Original Medicare just doesn't cover. We're talking things like dental, vision, hearing aids, and even gym memberships. And honestly, for a lot of people, these extras can be a total game changer.
All right, this is where we get to the real heart of the matter, because not all Medicare Advantage plans are created equal. The type of plan you pick, that alphabet soup of HMO, PPO, that determines how much freedom you have to see different doctors and the specific rules you'll have to play by.
First up, we've got the HMO, which stands for Health Maintenance Organization. An HMO is all about its network of doctors and hospitals. The deal is, to keep cost under control, you generally have to use providers inside that network. And your home base is your primary care doctor. They're kind of like the quarterback for your healthcare. You'll usually need a referral from them before you can see a specialist.
Then you've got the PPO, or Preferred Provider Organization. And the big keyword here is flexibility. With the PPO, you still have a network of preferred providers, where your costs will be the lowest, but, and this is the key, you have the freedom to go outside that network for care. It's just going to cost you more to do that. Oh, and another big plus, you almost never need a referral to see a specialist.
So let's just lay this out nice and simple. With an HMO, you generally must stay in-network, and you usually need referrals. In return, your costs are typically more predictable and often lower. Now look at the PPO. You can go out of network and you don't need referrals. So you see the trade-off, right? The HMO offers structure and controlled costs, while the PPO offers freedom, but that freedom can come with a higher price tag.
Okay, and just to make things interesting, there's also a hybrid model called a Point of Service, or POS plan. The easiest way to think about it is like an HMO that has a few PPO-like features. It's built like an HMO, but it gives you the option to go out of network for certain services, though you'll definitely pay more for it. So we've thrown a lot of information and acronyms at you. What does this all mean for you? How do you actually sift through all this and decide what's right for your situation?
Well, it really comes down to asking yourself a few key questions.
All right, here's your game plan. It's actually pretty straightforward. Step 1. Make a list of your must-have doctors and all your prescriptions. Before you even think about a plan, you have to check if they're covered. That's non-negotiable. Step 2. Think about your lifestyle. Do you spend your winters in another state or travel a lot? If so, the flexibility of a PPO might be crucial. And finally, Step 3. Compare the total costs. Don't just look at that monthly premium. You have to look at the deductibles, the copays, the whole financial picture.
So, when you strip everything else away, it really boils down to this single crucial question. What do you value more? The predictable, often lower costs that come with a structured network like an HMO? Or the freedom and flexibility to see almost any doctor, even if it might cost you more, like with a PPO? There's no magic answer that's right for everyone. But just knowing that this is the fundamental choice you're making, well, that puts you in the driver's seat to find the plan that truly fits your life.